Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. Today is a very auspicious day. Today is the divine disappearance day of our beloved founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, Shri Srimad Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada. So let us begin our study of Srimad Bhagavatam, which has been given to us by Srila Prabhupada. So let us begin the study for Srila Prabhupada's pleasure. Om Ajnana-timirandhasya Jnananjana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय तस्यारविंद नयस तस्यारविंद नयनस्य पदारविंद किंजल्कमिश्र तुलसी मकरंद वायुः अंतर्गत स्वविवरेण चकार तेषां संक्षोभमक्षरं जुषामपि चित्ततन्वोः नेहयत्कर्म धर्माय न विरागाय कल्पते न तीर्थपद सेवायै जीवनपि मृतो हि सः प्रसंगम अजरं पाशम् आत्मना कवयो विदुः स एव साधुषु कृतो मोक्षद्वारम् अपावृतम् तितिक्षव कारुणिकाः सुहृद सर्वदेहिनाम् अजातशत्रवः शान्ताः साधवः साधुभूषणाः सतां प्रसंगान् मम वीर्यसंविदो भवन्ति हृत्कर्णरसायना कथा तज्जोषणादश्वपवर्गवर्त्मनि श्रद्धारतिर्भक्तिरनुक्रमिष्यति हासं हरेरवनताखिललोकतीव्र शोकाश्रुसागरविशोषणम् अत्युदारं सम्मोहनाय रचितं निजमाययास्य भ्रूमण्डलं मुनिकृते मकरध्वजस्य मद्गुणश्रुतिमात्रेण मयि सर्वगुहाशये मनोगतिरविच्छिन्ना यथा गङ्गाम्भसोऽम्बुधौ लक्षणं भक्तियोगस्य निर्गुणस्य उदाहृतम् अहैतुक्यवहिता या भक्तिपुरुषोत्तमे सालोक्यसारष्टिसामीप्य सारूप्यैकत्वम् अपि उत दीयमानं न गृह्णन्ति वीणामत्सेवनं जनाः यन्नामधेय श्रवणानुकीर्तनाद्यत्प्रहवलनाद्यत्स्मरणादपि क्वचेत् श्वादोऽपि सद्य सवनाय कल्पते कुतः पुनस्ते भगवन्नुदर्शनात् अहो बत श्वपचतो गरीयान्यज्जिह्वाग्रे वर्तते नाम तुभ्यम् ते पुस्तपस्ते जुहुः सस्नुरार्या ब्रह्मानुचुर्नाम गृह्णन्ति ये ते हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, dear devotees. We are reading from Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 15, entitled Description of Vaikuntha, the Kingdom of God. Text number 28. मत्तद्विरेफवनमालिकया निवीतौ विन्यस्तयासितचतुष्टयबाहुमध्ये वक्त्रं भ्रुवा कुटिलया स्फुटनिर्गमाभ्यां रक्ते क्षणेन च मनारभसं दधानौ. The two doormen were garlanded with fresh flowers, which attracted intoxicated bees, and which were placed around their necks and between their four blue arms. From their arched eyebrows, discontented nostrils, and reddish eyes, rakta ikshanena, reddish eyes, they appeared somewhat rabhasam, agitated. Hare Krishna. So we are reading the description of the Chatursana, the four Kumar brothers, the sons of Lord Brahma, how they came to Vaikuntha. And I discussed with His Grace Hari Parshad Prabhu about which Vaikuntha the four Kumar brothers went to. Did they go to the Vaikuntha within this material universe known as Prapanchik Vaikuntha, or did they go into the Paravyom in the spiritual world? And Hari Parshad Prabhu gave me the references from Srila Jiva Goswami's Sandarbha, and Hari Parshad Prabhu proved that exactly how Srila Prabhupada writes, the four Kumar brothers, they went to the actual Vaikuntha in the Paravyom, in the spiritual sky. They went to the Vaikuntha planets, and Durvasa Muni, when the Sudarshan Chakra was chasing him, he went to the Prapanchik Vaikuntha within this material world. Dhruva Maharaj also attained Vaikuntha, the Prapanchik Vaikuntha within this material world. And this Prapanchik Vaikuntha planet is Vaikuntha. It is a Prakash, it's a manifestation of the Vaikuntha planets in the spiritual world, but it is within this Brahmanda. So, Chatushana, the four Kumar brothers, they went to Vaikuntha Lok in the spiritual sky, and they crossed through the different gates, 6 gates, and then finally they came to the 7th gate where they met Jai and Vijay, the two gatekeepers of the 7th gate, the final gate. And Jai Vijay also were Chaturbhuj Murti, they had Sarupya Mukti, just like Lord Narayan, and they were holding Shankha, Chakra, Gada, and Padma, the conch shell, the wheel, Chakra, club, and lotus. And they were garlanded with fresh flowers, and around these flowers there were bumblebees. And they had nice blue complexion, blue arms. Their eyebrows were arched very beautifully. But their nostrils were discontented. You know, when we are discontented, how our nostrils little flare up. And their eyes were also reddish and they appeared agitated. So a contrast is described here in verse number 28, that they were very beautiful, very attractive, but at the same time they had some apparently rajogun, because they had some anger, agitation. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Their garlands attracted swarms of bees because they were garlands of fresh flowers. In the Vaikuntha world, everything is fresh, new, and transcendental. The inhabitants of Vaikuntha have bodies of bluish color and 4 hands like Lord Narayan. Let's go to verse number 29. Dvare tayor nivivishur mishator aprishtva purva yatha purata vajra kapatikayah sarvatra te vishamaya munayasva ye sancharan avihata vigata vishankah. The great sages, headed by Sanak Kumar, had opened doors everywhere. So they had opened the doors, all the 6 doors, nobody stopped them. They had no idea of ours and theirs, I and mine and others. They had no conception. With open minds, they entered the 7th door out of their own sweet will, just as they had passed through the 6 other doors, which were made of gold and diamonds. Everything is very opulent. The 4 Kumars had gone through the 6 gates unhindered, and now they wanted to go through the 7th gate also. Purport. The great sages, namely Sanaka Kumar, Sanatana Kumar, Sanandana Kumar, and Sanat Kumar, although very old in years, maintained themselves eternally as small children. Therefore, they are called the 4 Kumar brothers. Kumar means they are less than 5 years old. Kaumaram Acharyat Prajna. Kumar Avastha is less than 5, then Pauganda, and then Kishore. So they kept themselves as Kumar, very innocent small children. They were not at all duplicitous, and they entered the doors exactly as little children enter places without any idea of what is to trespass. Children don't understand, they're innocent. That is a child's nature. A child can enter any place and no one checks him. Indeed, a child is generally welcome in his attempts to go places, but if it so happens that a child is checked from entering a door, he naturally becomes very sorry and angry. That is the nature of a child, Srila Prabhupada says. In this case, the same thing happened. The childlike saintly personalities, 4 Kumar brothers, entered all the 6 doors of the palace and no one checked them. Therefore, when they attempted to enter the 7th door and were forbidden by the doorman Jai Vijay, who checked them with their clubs or sticks, they naturally became very angry and sorrowful. An ordinary child would cry, but because these were not ordinary children, they immediately made preparations to punish the doorman, for the doorman had committed a great offense. Even to this day, a saintly person is never checked from entering anyone's door in India. Srila Prabhupada writes a very nice purport. So these 4 brothers, Chatushana, they got very angry at the doorkeepers. Tan Vikshavad Rashanam Chatura Kumaran Vridhan Dashardhavayaso Viditatma Tatvan Vitrena Cha Sakhalayatam Atad Arhanam Stau Tejo Vihasya Bhagavat Pratikula Shilo. The 4 boy sages, Chatusana, the 4 Kumar brothers, who had nothing to cover their bodies, they were completely without any clothes, like innocent children. But the atmosphere, which means they were Digambar, they were only covered by the 4 directions, looked only 5-year-old children. They looked like 5-year-old kids. Dashardha means 10 divided by 2. Dashardha means 5, half of 10. They were 5 years old, even though they were the oldest of all living creatures and had realized the truth of the self. So they were Vriddhan, they were actually very old, but they appeared as Kumar, Chatura Kumaran. They, Chatur Kumar. They looked very young boys, 5-year-old, and they were self-realized. Vidita Atma Tattvan. They knew Atma Tattva. They knew, they were self-realized. They knew the science of the self, science of the soul. Atma Tattva, Viditan. But when the doorkeeper, Jai Vijay, who happened to possess a disposition quite unpalatable to the Lord, very important line, everyone please pay attention to the 4th line. Bhagavat Pratikul Shilav. Bhagavat Pratikul Shilav. They had a nature that was Pratikul to Krishna. What is the definition of pure bhakti? Anukulyasa Krishnanushilanam. Krishna Anukul Anushilanam. And here it is, Bhagavat Pratikula Shilav. You see the contrast? Bhakti means to have a disposition favorable to Krishna, doing what Krishna will be very happy with. Samsiddhir Haritoshanam, doing things that will please Krishna. But here, Jai Vijay, even though they are working for Lord Vishnu, they are Bhagavat Pratikul Shilav. Their nature is displeasing to Lord Vishnu. Their disposition was quite unpalatable to Lord Vishnu. When these 2 doorkeepers saw the 4 sages, they blocked their way with their staffs, despising their glories. although the sages did not deserve such treatment at their hands. Teja Vihasya. They did not recognize the Tej of these four brothers. Why these brothers are allowed to enter into Vaikuntha? Any reflections? Saroja Nandini Mataji, what do you think? Why these four brothers are qualified to enter into Vaikuntha? What is their qualification?
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
They were Brahmavadis, right, Prabhu? At that time when they were, but they became devotees after smelling the tulasi. So they were devotees of the Lord, basically. So that's why they were qualified to enter.
Yes, they didn't have material desires. They were innocent, and they were Atma Tattva Vidita. They knew Atma Tattva. They were self-realized. So they were Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta. So they could go. A completely liberated soul is qualified to enter. We have examples even in modern history. It is said that Sant Tukaram Maharaj, he also went Sadeha. Dhruv Maharaj also went Sadeha. They went in their own body because the body was completely spiritualized through bhakti. So very good. Thank you, Sarojanandini Mataji. So the two doorkeepers, Jai Vijay, they stopped the four Kumar brothers who were Jivan Mukta. They were self-realized souls, but they were stopped. Purport by Srila Prabhupada. The four sages were the first born sons of Brahma. So they were the eldest in this material universe. Therefore, all other living entities, including Lord Shiva, are born later and are therefore younger than the four Kumaras. Although they looked like 5-year-old boys and traveled naked, the four Kumaras were older than all other living creatures and had realized the truth of the self. Atma Tattva Vidita. Such saints were not to be forbidden to enter the kingdom of Vaikuntha because they were Jivan Mukta, they were qualified. But by chance, the doormen objected to their entrance. This was not fitting. Now listen carefully what Srila Prabhupada writes. Srila Prabhupada writes, the Lord is always anxious to serve sages like the four Kumaras, but in spite of knowing this fact, the doormen astonishingly and outrageously prohibited them from entering. So they knew that meeting these four Kumar brothers, Lord Vishnu will be very pleased. But still they forbade them from entering. This was their fault. Text 31. Tabhyam ishat swa animisheshu nishidhyamana swarhattamahi api hare pratihara pabhyam uchu surittamadi bhanga ishat kamanujena sahasata upapluktakshah. When the four Kumaras, although by far the fittest persons, they were very qualified, were thus forbidden entrance by the two chief doorkeepers. They were the chief doorkeepers of Vaikuntha. When they were stopped from entering Vaikuntha by the chief doorkeepers of Sri Hari, while other divinities looked on, the four Kumar brothers, their eyes suddenly turned red because of anger, due to their great eagerness to see their beloved master Sri Hari, the personality of Godhead. So they had Surittama Didrikshita. They had the desire to see Krishna, who is the most beloved. So therefore, they are devotees because they had a desire to see Krishna. And when they were stopped, then they became angry. And what is the word used for anger in this verse? Very interesting. Look, what word is used to denote anger? in this Sanskrit verse? Kamanuja. Krodh is Kamanuja. Lust ka chota bhai. Younger brother of lust. Kama esha, Krodha esha. Dhyayato vishayan pumsam, sangastheshu upajayate, sangat sanjayate kama, and kamat krodho vijayate. Krodh comes from kama. So krodh, anger, is called Kamanuja, the younger brother of lust. So what was their kam? They wanted to see Lord Hari. They wanted to see Kamadev. But they were forbidden, so they got angry. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes, according to Vedic system, a sannyasi, a person in the renounced order of life, is dressed in saffron-colored garments. Let us meditate on our beloved Srila Prabhupada, who always wore saffron as a sannyasi. This saffron dress is practically a passport for the mendicant and sannyasi to go anywhere. This is our Vedic culture. A sannyasi is not stopped. A sannyasi is given respect. They are allowed to go anywhere. The sannyasi's duty is to enlighten people in Krishna consciousness, and not that the sannyasi goes to take a selfie at a very nice scenic spot and he's saying, hey, give me free entry in Disney World, give me free entry in Universal Studio. No, a sannyasi goes here and there to preach Krishna consciousness. The sannyasi's duty is to enlighten people in Krishna consciousness. Those in the renounced order of life have no other business but preaching the glories and supremacy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna. Therefore, a sannyasi is allowed. Further down, Srila Prabhupada writes in the same paragraph, the four Kumar brothers came to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayana. They came to see Lord Narayan. The word Surittama, best of all friends, is important. As Lord Krishna states in Sri Bhagavad Gita, he is the best friend of all living entities. Suridam Sarva Bhutanam. No one can be a greater well-wisher. No one can be a greater friend to any living entity more than the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is our best friend. In this verse, next paragraph, Srila Prabhupada writes, in this verse, it is figuratively stated that the younger brother of Kam or desire suddenly appeared in person where the sages were forbidden, when the sages were forbidden to see their most beloved personality of Godhead, Narayan. The younger brother of desire is anger. Kamanuja is Krodh. If one's desire is not fulfilled, the younger brother, anger, follows. If Kama is not fulfilled, anger comes. And what happens if Kama is fulfilled? What comes? Yes, Sarojanandini Mataji. If Kama is fulfilled, then what comes? I think you are not able to unmute. So let's ask Muktasanga Prabhu.
Greed.
Greed comes. Correct. When Kam is fulfilled, then we want more. So greed comes. Very good. So that is a problem with lust. If when we are fulfilling lust, we are engaging in sense gratification. So we are in Maya. If lust is fulfilled, then we want more. So we get greed. We are in Maya. If lust is not fulfilled, then we become angry, which is also Maya. Trividham narakash idam द्वारम नाशनम आत्मनः, आत्मा का नाश करने वाले हैं ये तीन, काम, क्रोध तथा लोभ. See the three things: काम, क्रोध, लोभ. Lust, anger, greed. Tasmad etat trayam yajet. Therefore, try to give up these three things, Krishna says. In the last paragraph, Srila Prabhupada writes in the second sentence. See, let's read the first sentence also. Please pay attention. Srila Prabhupada says, in the previous verse, it has been clearly mentioned that the four Kumar brothers were liberated persons. That's why they were qualified to enter Vaikuntha. Viditatma Tattva means one who understands the truth of self-realization. One who does not understand the truth of self-realization is called ignorant. But one who understands the self, the super self, Atma and Paramatma, their interrelationship of Bhagwan and Das, and activities in self-realization, prayojan, is called Viditatma Tattva. So they were liberated souls. They knew Atma Tattva. Text 32. Munaya Uchuhu. So who are the Munis? The Chatush Kumar. The four brothers, Kumar brothers. They are going to speak now. Kovam ihaitya bhagavat paricharya yochais tadharminam nivasatam vishama svabhavaha tasmin prashanta purushe gata vigrahevam kovatmavat kuhakayo parishankaniyah. The four Kumar brothers said, who are these two persons, Jai Vijay, who have developed such a discordant mentality, even though they are posted in the service of Lord Narayan in the highest position and are expected to have developed the same qualities as Lord Narayan? How are these two persons living in Vaikuntha? It's a rhetorical question. Where is the possibility of an enemies coming into this kingdom of God? They are stopping us as if we are enemies of Lord Narayan. Can an enemy ever come to Vaikuntha? What is the possibility of enemy coming to the kingdom of God, to Vaikuntha? The Supreme Personality of Godhead, Narayan, has no enemy. Who could be envious of him? Probably these two persons are impostors. Impostors means they are fake. Therefore, they suspect others to be like themselves. Atmavat manyate jagat. It is said in the saying that we see the world through our own lenses. So if we are envious of somebody, we will think that that person is envious of me. Like that. So Atmavat manyate jagat. We consider others like ourselves. So the Kumar brothers are saying that these two doorkeepers, Jai Vijay, they are stopping us, considering us to be enemies of Lord Narayan. Maybe they are only enemies of Lord Narayan. Therefore, they are seeing us as enemies. Like that. Purport. Srila Prabhupada writes in the fourth line, when a conditioned soul is liberated and becomes a devotee, about 79% of all good qualities of Lord Vishnu develop in this person. Therefore, in the Vaikuntha world, there is no question of enmity between Lord and the residents of Vaikuntha. Lord Narayan has 60 qualities, out of which 50 qualities can be developed by a jiva in the perfected stage. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says, it may be said that a doorman's duty is to determine who should be allowed to enter the palace and who should not. So one may argue, if no enemy can come into Vaikuntha, that means only qualified persons will come to the door of Vaikuntha. That means everyone should be allowed. Then why have gatekeepers? Think about the question. Makes sense, Janani Mataji? Makes sense? If only qualified persons can reach the gate of Vaikuntha, it's in the Paravyam, in the spiritual sky. No enemy can reach there. Nobody who is not liberated can reach there. Nobody who is not a devotee can reach there. Then why even have gates? And why have gatekeepers? So then what is the duty of, what are Jai Vijay supposed to do standing there with their gada? Maybe a good question. It may be said that a doorman's duty is to determine who should be allowed to enter the palace and who should not. But that is not relevant in this matter because no one is allowed to enter the Vaikuntha planets unless he has developed 100% his mentality of bhakti, devotional service to Supreme Lord Narayan. No enemy of Lord Narayan can enter Vaikuntha Lok. The Kumaras concluded that the only reason for the doormans checking them was that the doormen themselves were non-bona fide. They were impostors. Impostors means pretenders. That was their conclusion. So then the question remains, then why have the gatekeepers? Kya karenge? What is their duty? If only qualified people are going to come, what is their duty? It seems that their duty is to welcome. welcome all the qualified people who comes. They are meant for guest reception. So, but they stopped the guests from coming. Naya antaram bhagavati hasamasta kuksha atmanam atmani nabho nabhasi vadhira pashyanti yatra yuvayo suralingino kim vyutpaditam udarabhedi bhayam yatosya. In the Vaikuntha world, there is complete harmony between the residents and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Between the Parshads, Hari Parshads and Lord Hari, there is complete harmony. Hari Parshad, Hari harmony. Rhymes. Not rhymes, but it's an alliteration. There's complete harmony between Hari Parshads and Lord Hari. Just as there is complete harmony within space between the big and the small skies. The sky, there is harmony. Why then is there a seed of fear in this field of harmony? These two persons are dressed like inhabitants of Vaikuntha, but where from can their disharmony come into existence? So the Chatusana, the four Kumar brothers, are questioning the mentality of Jai Vijay. Srila Prabhupada writes in the first paragraph, last two sentences, very important principle. Srila Prabhupada says the living entities like ourselves, being part and parcel of Supreme Lord, Mamaya Amsha Jiva Loka Jiva Sanatana, are meant to satisfy the senses of the Lord. Thus, whenever there is a discrepancy in that harmony, where we are harmoniously supposed to serve the Lord, and when there is discrepancy in that harmony, immediately the living entity is entrapped by Maya or illusion. So Maya means to be in Maya, to be trapped in the material world means to not be in harmony with Krishna's plan. Next paragraph, Srila Prabhupada writes, please listen carefully. The external energy of Lord Krishna is called the material world, Bhinna Prakriti Ashtada. And the kingdom of the internal energy of the Lord is called Vaikuntha. So there is Bhautik Jagat and there is Chid Jagat. Achit Jagat and Chid Jagat. Material world and spiritual world. In the Vaikuntha world, there is no disharmony between Lord Krishna and the residents. Therefore, God's creation in the Vaikuntha world is perfect. There is no cause of fear. So Vaikuntha is perfect. The entire kingdom of God is such a completely harmonious unit that there is no possibility of enmity. Everything there is absolute. Just as there are many physiological constructions within the body, yet they work in one order for the satisfaction of the stomach. So we have hands, we have eyes, we have nose, we have a tongue to taste, teeth to chew, a throat to swallow. All these bodily parts are working to supply food to the stomach in cooperation. The eyes will spot any fungus. If you're eating grapes or strawberries, it will spot, hey, this is spoiled fruit. Eyes are cooperating. Eyes will only allow good food to enter the stomach. The hands will also touch. If something is not proper to feel, it's too hard, it's uncooked, immediately the hands will reject. The hands are selecting food that is edible. The mouth is tasting food that is nutritious, healthy, fresh. Teeth are chewing it, biting it, grinding it so that it's easy to swallow into the stomach. So you see, all these bodily parts are working for the cooperation, harmony with the stomach. Similarly, all of us are supposed to be in harmony with Krishna. Pranopahar yathendriyanam, or what is that word? Verse? Pranopahar yathendriyanam. How does it begin? Yatha taror mula nishechayam triptyantiyat skandha bhujopashakha. Just like supplying water to the root of the tree. The whole tree, the branches, leaves, twigs, everything gets water, everything gets hydrated by watering the root. Yatha taror mula. Taror mula means the root. Yatha taror mula nishechayena triptyanti yat skanda bhuja pa shakha. All the branches, leaves, everything gets hydrated by hydrating the roots. Similarly, when Krishna is served, Krishna is satisfied, we work in harmony with Krishna, then all our other duties and responsibilities are automatically taken care of. Yasmin tushte jagat tushtam. Last sentence of this purport. If the members, Srila Prabhupada writes, if the members of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, ISKCON, putting faith in Krishna as the center, Kendra Bindu. If Krishna is the Kendra Bindu, Krishna is the center of our activities, and we live in harmony according to the order and the principles of Sri Bhagavad Gita, where Krishna gives us instructions, if we live on the basis of Sri Bhagavad Gita, then the members of ISKCON are living in Vaikuntha and not in this material world. Srila Prabhupada says, if we are following the instructions of Bhagavad Gita, we are in Vaikuntha. Last verse for today, verse number 34. Tadvamamushya paramasya vikuntha bharatuhu kartum prakrishtam iha dhimahi mandadhibhyam lokan ito vrajatamantara bhava drishtya papiya sastraya ime ripavosya yatra. I hope when I am reading these verses, all of you are also reading. These verses are very powerful. Translation. So the four Kumar brothers are speaking. Therefore, let us consider how these two contaminated persons should be punished. Now they are discussing how we should punish these two doorkeepers. What they have done is wrong. They are thinking of punishment. Danda. The punishment should be apt, for thus benefit can eventually be bestowed upon them. So what is the purpose of punishing? To bestow benefit. It's a very important point. In this material world, many times we met out punishment to people out of anger. We are frustrated. We are just exasperated and we punish those who we have the capacity to punish. Those who are under us, subordinate to us, and we hold a position of authority, we punish them out of frustration, anger, envy. This type of punishment will simply cause hurt, and it will not lead to upliftment of the punished, and it will lead to a downfall of the person who is punishing. On the other hand, in spiritual life, when punishment is given, the aim of giving punishment is to cause rectification and upliftment. Shripad Narad Muni punished Nalakuver and Manigriv. That punishment led to upliftment. So punishment should lead to upliftment. So the four brothers, the four Chatusana brothers, they are considering punishment for the gatekeepers Jay and Vijay. What punishment? The punishment should be apt. Apt means appropriate. The punishment should be apt, for thus benefit can eventually be bestowed upon them. It will cause benefit to them. Prakrishtam means benefit. Dhimahi, let us think, let us meditate what punishment we should give so that it will lead to their benefit. Since they find, these two doorkeepers, since they find duality in the existence of Vaikuntha life, they are contaminated and should be removed from this place to the material world, where living entities have three kinds of enemies. Living entities in the material world have three enemies. Traya Ripava. Ripu means enemy. Traya Ripava means in this material world we have three enemies. Let us see. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes a couple of sentences down. Prabhupada is talking about this material world. In the material world, the living entities have three enemies, namely desire, anger, and lust. Desire means desire for more, means greed. So the three enemies are anger, lust, and greed. Kam, Krodh, Lobh. These three enemies force the living entities to continue material existence. Because of these three things, Kam, Krodh, Lobh, lust, anger, and greed for more, we are kept in the material world. We are forced to be in the material world. And when one is free from these three enemies, one becomes eligible to enter the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha. One should not therefore be angry when the opportunity for sense gratification is taken away. And one should not be greedy to acquire more than necessary. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha shadbhir bhakti vinashyati. Srila Rupa Goswami says. So, atyahar, eating more than necessary, accumulating, holding, collecting things more than necessary. Prayasascha, engaging in intense endeavor for material gains. These are bhakti pranashyati. These will cause our bhakti to get covered over. Since the basic principles of criminality are sense gratification, kam, anger, krodh, and unnecessary desires, and lusting for more and more, that's greed. Persons conducted by these three enemies, lust, anger, greed, for the living entity are never promoted to Vaikuntha. As long as we have these, we will never go to Vaikuntha. আর কবে নিতাই চাঁদের করুণা হইবে সংসার বাসনা মোরা কবে তুচ্ছ হবে বিষয় ছাড়িয়া কবে শুদ্ধ হবে মন কবে আম হেরিব শ্রী বৃন্দাবন. We can enter Vrindavan when our heart becomes purified. Srila Prabhupada further writes, people should learn Bhagavad Gita and accept the Supreme Personality called Krishna as the Lord of everything. Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. They should practice satisfying the senses of Lord Krishna, Supreme Lord. Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam. Instead of trying to satisfy their own senses. Atmendriya Priti Vancha Tarabale Kam. Krishnendriya Priti Ichha Dhare Prem Nam. We should try to satisfy Krishna, not our senses. Training in Krishna consciousness will help one be promoted to Vaikuntha. So, training in Krishna consciousness will help us get promoted to Vaikuntha. So, from verse number, because the Chatushana are going to speak more, so we'll stop here. It is 9:18. So we'll stop here, and Krishna willing, will continue day after tomorrow on Thursday from here where we left off. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yes, Vanit Prabhu and Shikha Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranam.
Hare
Jai
Krishna.
Srila Prabhupada. Prabhuji, I have a question from Friday class, not today class. So will it be okay? You want
yes.
to take now? Okay. So Prabhuji, on that class, you mentioned in the end that when the dog is explaining Lord Ramchandra about the previous birth, that he is the head of the temple. And now because of the disciples of that dog, like did sins in that previous birth, and because of those sins, like he became dog in his current birth. So my question is how the sins like of the disciple, because he's the lead, you mentioned that he is the lead, and how the our like subordinates, or we can say that people like follow us, if they are doing sin, and their sin like we are applicable to the leader. And follow-up question into it, like in our day-to-day life, if we have also like have a leader, and if we are doing the sin, then knowingly or unknowingly, that thing is going to the leader or guru. So how to avoid that, and like how this this thing, how the leader is being impacted because of the sins the other person is doing.
Hare Krishna. So see, Ravan was a leader of Lanka. Ravan committed a sin by abducting Srimati Sita Devi. And as a result, not just Ravan was killed, but his sons were killed, his brother Kumbhakarna was killed, and so many of his soldiers who were working under him were killed. Duryodhana and Dushasan committed sins. Dushasan tried to disrobe Srimati Draupadi Devi on the order of Duryodhana. And Duryodhana also cheated in the Dyut Krida by calling Shakuni Mama to help him. The contest was between Yudhishthir and Duryodhana. But Shakuni had that magical dice. Whatever number he says, 4, it will come 4. So Shakuni came and he was throwing the dice on behalf of Duryodhana. So they cheated and they defeated Yudhishthir. So both of them had committed sins. But all the other 98 brothers also died. And so many ministers of Duryodhana died. So many soldiers of Duryodhana died. So when a leader commits a mistake, those who are dependent also get punished because they are working under him. The reverse is also true. Because the leader has taken responsibility for the dependents, when the dependents make a mistake, the leader is held responsible also. Just like in your company, there is a team lead and there is a team working under him or her. But when there is a release and there is a problem, then they will not call individually the team members. They will call the lead.
Yeah, got it.
Ki kya kar rahe ho bhai?
Right.
What is this nonsense? Fix it. Come on. So the credit also goes to the leader and the discredit also goes to the leader. It works both ways.
Okay.
When Dhruv Maharaj did bhajan and attained Lord Vishnu, and therefore he became eligible to go to Vaikuntha, Dhruv Maharaj's mother, Dhruv Maharaj's leader, mother, Suniti, also became eligible to sit on the Vaikuntha airplane, Vaikuntha Viman, and go to Vaikuntha because her dependent, Dhruv, had become successful. जैसे कोई टीम क्रिकेट में जीतती है,
right,
तो कोच को भी बधाई मिलती है. Coach also gets felicitated. Coach also gets bonus. है ना? And when the team loses, the coach also gets punished.
right.
So therefore, becoming a spiritual coach, becoming a spiritual counselor, becoming a Shiksha Guru is a very serious responsibility. And when one, especially for the sake of Pratishtha, if one advertises oneself as a Shiksha Guru or a counselor and starts collecting followers, chalo tum bhi aa jao, tum bhi aa jao, for the sake of Pratishtha, for the sake of popularity, to collect followers. Mahaprabhu says, na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim. Na janam अर्थात जनता कलेक्ट मत करो अपने अंडर में, चेले मत बनाओ. But if someone wants to collect followers and become famous, then that's a sure shot way to go to hell, to fall down spiritually. And that story from Uttar Ramayana, Sri Valmiki Muni, is teaching that point. That story is important because it teaches this principle that a leader is responsible for the sins of the followers, students. Therefore, His Holiness Srila Bhakti Damodar Maharaj, in his book, Spiritual Connection, it's a very important book. It talks about the Guru Tattva. I think it's a must read for all ISKCON devotees. Spiritual Connection by His Holiness Srila Bhakti Damodar Maharaj. He writes, there are 3 types of gurus. One is a guru who, and these are qualified gurus. One is a guru who is fully fixed in the material world, but the vision is on the spiritual world. So this devotee is not Jivan Mukta. This devotee is not self-realized. He's a guru. He is not self-realized, but he knows what is the aim of life. He knows that I want to attain Krishna, राधा कृष्ण सेवा पाओ यही अभिलाषी, दिस इज क्लियर, but he is not yet self-realized. Even such a devotee can become a guru, but the devotees may not make too much advancement under such a guru. Second type of guru is guru whose one leg is in the material world, other leg is in the spiritual world. So he will preach, but he is completely fixed in his bhajan. He has realized एक पैर पहुंच गया है वैकुंठ में. So this guru is even more advanced and he is well situated. And the third type of guru is that guru who has nothing to do with this material world. दोनों पैर वैकुंठ में है, वो सिर्फ शरीर इधर है, completely absorbed. एक क्षण के लिए कभी भगवान का विस्मरण नहीं होता. They don't forget Krishna even for a moment. Pure devotee, उत्तम अधिकारी. So like that, there are 3 levels of gurus, and all 3 can become gurus, no problem. But Srila Bhakti Damodar Maharaj explains that the first category of guru, whose both the legs are in the material world, but the eyes are fixed on the spiritual world, if such a guru takes too many disciples, then such a guru may fall down. गुरु का भी पतन हो सकता है. तो इसीलिए one has to be very careful, and therefore one has to choose one's spiritual counselor, shiksha guru, very carefully, so that we can progress nicely in bhakti. And diksha guru, to definitely we have to be very careful, because if the diksha guru falls down, it's a spiritual crisis for the disciple. So guru तो उन्हीं को बनाना चाहिए जिनमें हमें पूरी श्रद्धा है कि ये भगवान के शुद्ध भक्त है. तो therefore spiritual life is very serious. When we want to get a degree or a diploma, we choose a good college, good university जो stable है. ऐसा नहीं कि अभी एडमिशन ली और यूनिवर्सिटी बंद पड़ गई, है ना. So no, we try to go to top universities for this reason, that we will get good education. Our degree, diploma will have some weight. ये अच्छे यूनिवर्सिटी में पढ़े हैं. So similarly, when we choose a guru, we should choose a guru very carefully. अगर एक प्राकृत डिग्री के लिए हम इतना शोध करते हैं and we research, तो how much we should research when we are choosing a guru, because a degree is for a few years in this world, but guru is eternal, birth after birth. शादी भी करते हैं तो हम वो हॉरोस्कोप मैच करते हैं, परिवार कैसा है, सब बैकग्राउंड वगैरह देखते हैं. तो वो विवाह तो एक जीवन के लिए है, वो 7 जन्म के फेरे वो सब कहने की बातें हैं, पर विवाह एक ही जन्म के लिए होता है. तो गुरु कितना महत्व है सोचो, क्योंकि गुरु तो शाश्वत काल तक हमारे गुरु ही रहेंगे. चक्षुदान दिलो जय जन्मे जन्मे प्रभु से. जो गुरु है वो हमारे प्रभु है जन्म जन्मांतर के लिए. So therefore the relationship with guru is very serious, and we should only make guru when we are convinced that my guru is a pure devotee. And shiksha guru, if we need to make, यदि गुरु से हमारा अच्छा कनेक्शन है, कम्युनिकेशन है, तो शिक्षा गुरु की आवश्यकता नहीं है, because शिक्षा गुरु can also create a lot of confusion if the shiksha guru is not in tune with the diksha guru. So better not to have a shiksha guru, better just have a diksha guru, hear the diksha guru and follow the instructions of diksha guru. But if we feel the need and we don't have direct communication with the diksha guru, हम प्रश्न नहीं पूछ सकते, जो हमारे मन में संशय है उसका निवारण नहीं कर सकते, then we may need help from a shiksha guru. But shiksha guru should be equally competent, and shiksha guru should be completely in sync with the diksha guru. Or shiksha guru का role should be how to connect the devotee more and more to the diksha guru, ना कि अपने घेरे में ले ले और अपने से अटैच कर ले. तो that mentality of making chelas is a very big pitfall. जब हनुमान जी महेंद्र पर्वत से छलांग लगाकर लंका जा रहे थे, तो पहला जो हर्डल आया, पहला ऑब्स्टेकल आया, वो था एक पर्वत, क्या नाम, उसका नाम का विस्मरण हो रहा है, मैनक पर्वत. तो ये जो मैनक पर्वत था, ये हनुमान जी से निवेदन करता है कि आप थोड़ा विश्राम करो, आपको लंबा सफर है, थोड़ा यहाँ पर विश्राम करो, मुझ पर बड़े बड़े फलों के वृक्ष है, वाटरफॉल्स है, नदियां है, मीठा जल है, थोड़ा जलपान करो, थोड़ा फल खा लो, थोड़ा विश्राम कर लो और फिर आगे बढ़ो. हनुमान जी ने कहा कि सीता माता वहां पर प्रभु रामचंद्र के विरह में रो रही है, शोक कर रही है, वहां पर प्रभु राम रो रहे हैं और मैं बैठकर फल फल खाऊं? नहीं, मैं विश्राम नहीं कर सकता, मैं मिशन पे हूं, एक क्षण के लिए भी नहीं रुकूंगा, परंतु आपका अनादर नहीं करूंगा। हनुमान जी अपने दाहिने हाथ से बस स्पर्श करते हैं मैनक पर्वत को, प्रणाम करते कि ठीक है, आपको स्पर्श किया, आपकी सेवा मैंने प्राप्त कर ली, इस रूप में आगे जा रहा हूं। तो ये जो मैनक पर्वत है, मेरे गुरु महाराज परम पूज्य श्रील राधानाथ स्वामी महाराज कहते हैं, ये मैनक पर्वत जो है, ये एक साधक के भक्ति के पथ पे एक बहुत बड़ा ऑब्स्टेकल है, उसे दर्शाता है। दिस मैनक पर्वत रिप्रेजेंट्स अ स्पिरिचुअल ऑब्स्टेकल on the path of a devotee. And what is that? As we become senior in Krishna consciousness, people want to serve us. If I go to Mukta Sangha Prabhu's Bhakti Vriksha, I am carrying a bag, laptop bag. Mukta Sangha Prabhu says, Prabhuji, let me carry your bag. Okay, le. I give the bag, carry karo. When I went to North Carolina, our Ajay Govind Prabhu was also doing the same thing. He was trying to carry something, my bag. And when we let them carry, ठीक है, उठाओ उठाओ मेरी बैग, that is like we are sitting on Mayanak Parvat and going to sleep. Mayanak Parvat represents, ध्यान से सुनो, Mayanak Parvat represents the comforts and luxuries that devotees give us when we practice spirituality. भक्ति करने से जो आदर मिलता है, जो सत्कार मिलता है, जो सम्मान मिलता है, जो प्रतिष्ठा मिलती है, जो कंफर्ट्स एंड लग्जरीज मिलते हैं, भक्त लोग जो सेवा करना चाहते हैं, उसे अपना लेना, उसके लिए यस बोलना, करो मेरी सेवा, उठाओ मेरी बैग, दिस इज कॉल्ड मैनक पर्वत। ये मैनक पर्वत पे बैठ जाना, सो जाना, उसके बराबर है। और हनुमान जी हमें सिखाते हैं, हमारे आचार्य है हनुमान जी भक्ति में, हनुमान जी सिखाते हैं कि बिल्कुल नहीं, the comforts, luxuries, facilities that come because of being a devotee should not be accepted for ourselves. Otherwise, we will fall down. तो ये सारे pitfalls हैं भक्ति में, ये बहुत सूक्ष्म बात है. These are very subtle pitfalls, and Krishna will teach us. Krishna will make sure that we pass this test before we get Namruchi. There is no way around purification. ये मुझे स्वयं मेरे गुरु महाराज के मुख कमल से मैंने सुना है. गुरु महाराज personally told me there is no way around purification. There is no way around तिरणदापि सुनिचेन तरोर इवा सहिष्णुना अमानिना मानदेना कीर्तनीय सदा हरि. हमें ये सारे टेस्ट पास करने ही होंगे. जैसे यूनिवर्सिटी में डिप्लोमा मिलने से पहले सारे जो सब विषय है हमारे कोर्स में, सभी विषयों को हमें पास करना है, नहीं तो हमें डिप्लोमा सर्टिफिकेट नहीं मिलेगा. उसी प्रकार ये सारे टेस्ट है. काम एक टेस्ट है, क्रोध एक सब्जेक्ट है जिस पे टेस्ट देनी है, लोभ भी है, मात्सर्य भी है, एंड वी हैव टू पास all these exams in spiritual life. So conclusion is that the guru will get the sins. I can show you the verse also in Ramayana. It is there in Hari Bhakti Vilas. Actually, in Hari Bhakti Vilas there is a verse. I will show you 1 second. But in the meantime, while I'm pulling it up, आपको प्रश्न का उत्तर मिल गया?
हाँ जी.
So curse of dog. Krishna Kathamrita. देखो, I'll show you 1 second. Let me share my screen. हरि भक्ति विलास में श्लोक है. देखो, दिख रहा है आपको ये?
हाँ जी प्रभु.
मैं हाईलाइट कर रहा हूँ. हरि भक्ति विलास के प्रथम विलास में 77 वर्ष. तथा शिष्यार्जितम पापम गुरु प्राप्नोति निश्चितम. शिष्य अर्जितम पापम, जो पाप एक शिष्य करता है, गुरु प्राप्नोति निश्चितम, वो निश्चित ही गुरु को पाप लगते हैं शिष्य के. ये हरि भक्ति विलास में, हमारे शास्त्रों में श्लोक है। गुरु टेक्स द सिंस ऑफ हिज डिसाइपल निश्चितम, दैट इज सर्टन, तथा शिष्यार्जितम पापम गुरु प्राप्नोति निश्चितम। सो ये सिद्धांत है। तो गुरु को पाप लगते हैं शिष्य के, इसीलिए हमें बहुत सावधान रहना चाहिए। और ये स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ इज लाइक वॉकिंग ऑन अ रेजर्स एज। इट इज, इट रिक्वायर सिंसियरिटी प्रभु जी। मैंने एक्चुअली एक बहुत सीनियर प्रभुपाद डिसाइपल को ये प्रश्न पूछा था 2013 में, and that Prabhupada disciple actually told me that His Holiness Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj said in a lecture that my disciples are not following the vows of initiation. जो शपथ ली है दीक्षा के समय उसका ठीक से पालन नहीं कर रहे, 4 नियम और 16 माला का जाप, and that's why I am suffering. ये परम पूज्य श्रील जयपताका स्वामी महाराज जी ने स्वयं कहा है। उन्हें स्ट्रोक हो गया था 2008 साल में, बहुत बड़ा स्ट्रोक हुआ था। तो इससे हमें, कभी कभी हमारे जो आचार्य है वो ऐसी लीला करते हैं, स्ट्रोक की लीला, ताकि हम लोग समझ सके, देख सके कि गुरु को पाप लगते हैं शिष्यों के, और इसीलिए हमें पाप करना बंद कर देना चाहिए, पाप नहीं करना चाहिए। तेषां दंतगतम पापम जनाना पुण्य कर्मणा ते द्वंद्व मोह निर्मुक्त भजते माम दृढ़व्रता। तो ये सिद्धांत है कि शिष्य के पाप गुरु को लगते हैं। ठीक है प्रभु जी, आपको क्लियर हो गया?
I think Prabhuji, we need to be very, very careful then.
स्पिरिचुअल लाइफ में बेटर टू वेट, इसीलिए दीक्षा के लिए थोड़ा रुकना चाहिए। क्योंकि दीक्षा तो बहुत ही फॉर्मल रिलेशनशिप है। हम गुरु महाराज के सामने, भगवान के सामने, सब भक्तों के सामने प्रतिज्ञा लेते हैं कि हम 4 नियमों का पालन करेंगे, मांसाहार नहीं करेंगे, नशापान नहीं करेंगे, हम कोई गैम्बलिंग नहीं करेंगे, व्यभिचार नहीं करेंगे, और कम से कम 16 माला का जाप प्रतिदिन करेंगे हमारे जप माला पर। तो फिर जब इसका हम उल्लंघन करते हैं तो बहुत बड़ा अपराध होता है, पाप नहीं है, अपराध होता है। अपराध, अपराध ये वज्र लेप है, पाप धूल लेप है। पाप, सिंस, इट इज लाइक गेटिंग कवर्ड विद डस्ट, वो तो आप स्नान कर लो सब निकल जाए। परंतु अपराध ये वज्र लेप है। जब वज्र माथे पे गिरता है ना, लाइटनिंग बोल्ट, 1000 वोल्ट का, तो वो जो इलेक्ट्रिक्यूशन के जो बर्न्स होते हैं, पूरा शरीर काला हो जाता है जल के। तो उसको नहाने से थोड़ी निकलेगा, वो तो जल गया। इसीलिए अपराध को वज्र लेप कहा है और पाप को धूल लेप कहा है शास्त्रों में, श्री गौर गोविंद महाराज कहते हैं। तो पाप है, लेकिन जब अपराध करते हैं हम कि गुरु अपराध, वैष्णव अपराध, तो फिर वो बहुत सीरियस होता है। इसलिए बेटर नॉट टू टेक ये दीक्षा। मैं एक बहुत सीनियर डिवोटी से सुन रहा था कि हमारे परम पूज्य श्री राधा गोविंद दास गोस्वामी महाराज इतने दयालु है, इतने करुणामय है, इतने कृपालु है, इतने भक्त वत्सल है कि आज तक किसी डिवोटी को उन्होंने दीक्षा के समय भी 4 नियम और 16 माला की शपथ लेने को कंपल्सरी नहीं करते। वो डिवोटी जाते हैं, उन्हें नाम मिलता है, जपमाला मिलती है, वो प्रणाम करते हैं, कंठी माला मिलती है, नाम मिलता है, गुरु महाराज एक्सेप्ट करते हैं, पर कोई ऐसे दीक्षा के जो वाव्स है वो नहीं लेने को बोलते। उनका भाव है कि मैं एक डिसाइपल को अनकंडीशनल एक्सेप्ट कर रहा हूँ कि कभी कुछ हो गया, एक्सीडेंट हो गया, कुछ ऑपरेशन है और कुछ ऐसा है, स्वास्थ्य ठीक नहीं है और 16 माला नहीं कर पाए, तो मेरे बच्चे को अपराध ना लग जाए, गुरु अपराध ना लग जाए। तो ये बहुत ही उच्च कोटि के वैष्णव का भाव है ऐसा। और तो ऐसा है प्रभु जी। तो दीक्षा इज वेरी सीरियस, ठीक है। सरोजनंदिनी माता जी।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you very much for the class. This was very enlightening. I wanted to ask one question about verse number 30, where in the translation, it is described that the Jai Vijay, the porters, had a disposition which was unpalatable to the Lord.
Bhagavad Pratikul.
Yeah. So, are they not devotees?
So they are pure devotees. Actually, they are Nitya Siddhas. But Srila Prabhupada will explain later on in the purport that this was orchestrated by Krishna. Krishna only inspired them to behave like this. Otherwise, no one can fall from Vaikuntha. Actually, this story, Sarojanandini Mataji, comes in the 7th canto also briefly, where in the Rajasuya Yajna, where the Shishupal is killed by Krishna, and his soul enters into Krishna. Shishupal's soul enters into Krishna's body. Everybody sees this. So Yudhishthir Maharaj is very surprised. And Yudhishthir Maharaj asks Shripad Narad Muni that how come Shishupal was so sinful, envious person, how he got Sayujya Mukti. So then Shripad Narad Muni says he got Mukti because actually he is they are Jaya and Vijay, Dantavakra and Shishupal. They are Jaya and Vijay, and they fell down from Vaikuntha because they were cursed by my brothers. Chatusana. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is shocked. He says, what? How can anyone fall from Vaikuntha? This has never happened before. Because remember, Haripashat Prabhu said that this happened in Paravyam Vaikuntha, not the Prapanchik Vaikuntha. From Prapanchik Vaikuntha, it is possible to come, especially if Krishna is incarnated on earth. Then from Prapanchik Vaikuntha, they can come down, participate in the Leela, associate with Nitya Siddhas, get further trained up, and then go to the Paravyam Vaikuntha, Golok Vrindavan, etc. But from the spiritual sky to fall down into the material world, this is unheard of. So this is the proof that we don't fall from Vaikuntha. Because Yudhishthira is shocked. He said, what? What is this? How this is possible? So there Srila Prabhupada explains that this was orchestrated by Lord Krishna himself. He wanted to do this Leela. Imagine if they didn't fall, then no Narsimha avatar, no Varaha avatar, no Krishna avatar, no Balram avatar, no Ram avatar, no Ramayana, no Bhagavatam. What we will do? Because therefore Krishna, he wanted to enjoy Virya Ras. So he orchestrated this. So that is the conclusion. That Krishna only inspired Jai Vijay to fall down.
So it was just a temporary feeling, right, Prabhu? Because when we talk about Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam, the example that we study in Nectar of Devotion is the example of Kamsa, that he was always meditating on Krishna, but in an unfavorable way. So Jai and Vijay cannot, I mean, are they on that level, or is it just a temporary?
No, Jai and Vijay, they have Dasya Rati, and they are Nitya Siddha, pure devotees. So their Sthai Bhav is in the service of Lord Narayan. And this is just a temporary Krishna-inspired disturbance, fall down, because Krishna wanted to enjoy Virya Ras, he wanted to do Leela, he wanted to descend in the material world avatar. How it is mentioned also in the Shastra, in the Garga Samhita, that Srimati Radharani cursed Shridam, and Shridam cursed Srimati Radharani. Because of Viraja. Krishna was enjoying with Viraja Gopi, who became the river, and Radharani got upset, and she was chastising Krishna in her man, but Shridam could not take that. How can you speak to Krishna like this? I curse you, that 100 years you will be away from Krishna. Therefore, in Radha Krishna Leela, 100 years, because of Shridam's curse, Radha and Krishna were separated. And Radharani cursed Shridam that you are cursing me, you don't understand the man Leela. It is so sweet. My man gives pleasure to Krishna. Unnecessarily you are cursing me. You become a demon. You are behaving demoniac. You become a demon. So Shridam Sakha, he became Shankhachud. So this story is there in Garga Samhita. When Krishna kills Shankhachud, demon, Shankhachud's soul comes out. And everybody thinks, okay, now it's going to enter Krishna. But it goes and enters Shridam Sakha's body. So then Bahulashva Maharaj says, what? Narad Muni, how is this possible? what is the connection between Shankhachud and Sridham Sakha? Then Shripad Narad Muni explains that actually Shankhachud was an expansion of Sridham because Sridham was cursed by Srimati Radharani that you will become a demon. So like that. So these fall down from the Goloka Vrindavan from Vaikuntha. This is never happens. When it happens, it comes in the pages of Shastra. Like Srimad Bhagavad was so rare. It happens because Krishna wants it. Krishna orchestrates it. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Priya Bhakta Dware Annera Dilena Shiksha Eita Prakare. This is an important siddhanta we should remember. That Krishna teaches us through these stories, and therefore he is the orchestrator. He is the director, producer, author of these pastimes. Is that okay, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you very much.
Okay. Very last question, Divya Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
I always wonder that Jai Vijay, they came 3 times. Each time they were killed by Lord, and there's a big gap between, Hiranyakashipu, then Ravan, and then Dandavakra. So where were they in that
They
between?
got Sayujya Mukti, so they were in the Brahma Jyoti. Sayujya Mukti. They get absorbed in Krishna, the effulgence of Krishna. So that is where they were. So this period seems very long for us. First they came in Satya Yuga, then Varahadev was killed Satya Yuga, then Narsimhadev killed Hiranyakashipu in after that, and then in Treta Yuga they came as Ravan, Kumbhakar, and then in Dwapar Yuga, end of Dwapar Yuga they came. So this sounds like thousands of years and very long from our calculation, but from the point of view of eternality, this is just a flash. So whenever they were killed, every time they got Sayujya Mukti, impersonal liberation, until it was time for them to descend again. And after the 3 births, then they were transferred back to Vaikuntha. And then they came one more time, bonus, in Gaur Leela, as Jagai and Madhai. And then they got Prem Nam Sankirtan, they got Prema Bhakti, even more, and like that. So they were in Sayujya Mukti state.
And one more question. What's the difference between Brahmavadi and Mayavadi?
Brahmavadi are spiritualists who are attracted to the Brahma Jyoti, which is the bodily effulgence of Krishna, Yasya Prabha Prabhavato Jagadanda Koti, and they merge in the Brahma Jyoti without any inimical feelings towards Krishna. They are simply attracted to the Brahma Jyoti, which is one of the 3 aspects of the Supreme Absolute Truth. Vadanti tat tattva vidas tattvam yajnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti shabdyate. The non-dual Supreme Absolute Truth, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, eternally manifests himself, according to the great sages, in 3 forms. Vadanti, the great sages have spoken like this, that those who understand the Supreme Absolute Truth know that he eternally manifests in 3 phases. Brahman, outermost the effulgence, Paramatma, which is a manifestation of Bhagwan in the hearts of people in the material world, and Bhagwan. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagwaniti, Shabdati. So these Brahmavadis, they are attracted to the Brahma Jyoti. They don't have any disrespect, anadar buddhi for Krishna. So Brahmavadis are okay. They are attracted to the Brahma Jyoti. And they attain Brahma Jyoti, which is Satchidananda, and they can stay there eternally. But the Mayavadis are Krishna Apradi. Mayavadi, Krishna Apradi. Therefore, Mayavadi Bhashya Shunile Hai Sarvanash. We should not hear the Mayavadi philosophy, because Mayavadis are Krishna Apradis. The Mayavad philosophy, they are also impersonalists. Both are impersonalists, Brahmavadi and Mayavadi. Mayavadis are those impersonalists who say that Krishna's form, Krishna's holy name, Krishna's abode, dham, they are all products of Brahman, but temporarily. When the modes of material nature, Maya, they mix with Brahman, then these forms are created, Ram, Krishna, etc., their abodes. They are temporary manifestations for the purpose of Leela. And when the Leela is finished, then they no longer exist. So they don't believe that Krishna Roop, Krishna Naam, Krishna Dham, Krishna Leela are eternal. They say that they are all temporary. They say they are all Maya Janit. They are all products of Maya. Krishna Naam, Krishna Roop, Krishna Leela, Krishna Dham, they are all products of Maya, the illusory energy. Therefore, they are called Mayavadi. क्योंकि वो भगवान को भी माया जनित देखते हैं, भगवान नाम भगवान धाम को भी माया जनित देखते हैं, तो उनको मायावादी कहते हैं. They are called Mayavadis because they think Krishna is also product of Maya, temporary form. They don't understand that Krishna is eternal. Avajananti mam mudha manushim tanum ashritam param bhavam ajananto mama bhuta maheshwaram. They don't realize that Krishna is the Supreme Lord. Mamavyayam anuttamam. Krishna is completely pure and he's avyaya. Krishna is indestructible, so immutable. That they don't understand. They think Krishna is also temporary form. So they basically avyaktam vyaktim apannam manyante mam abudhaya param bhavam ajananto mamavyayam anuttamam. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says avyaktam vyaktim apannam manyante mam abudhaya. These abudhaya, these foolish people, they think that first I was impersonal, avyaktam, and then vyaktim apannam, and then I took a human form temporarily. What nonsense. They think like this. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita, avyaktam vyaktim apannam manyante mam abudhaya. कौन मानते हैं ऐसा कि मैं पहले अव्यक्त था फिर व्यक्ति बना? कौन मानते हैं? अबुधया. जो मूर्ख लोग हैं वो ऐसा मानते हैं. परम भावम अजानंतो. They don't understand my supreme nature. Param bhavam ajananto. Ajananto means to not know. They don't understand my supreme form. Param bhavam ajananto mamavyayam anuttamam. I am the purest, I am the best, and I am avyaya, I am indestructible. Mamavyayam anuttamam. They don't understand this. Therefore, they think that my form, my name, my dham is eternal. Krishna himself says in Bhagavad Gita that na tad bhashate shuryo na shashanko na pavaka yad gatva na nivartante tad dhama paramam mama. My dham is the supreme abode. Mam upetya punarjanma dukkhalayama shashvatam napnuvanti mahatmana samsiddhim paramam gatam. To attain Krishna's abode is the param gati. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is saying like this. But the Mayavadis say that Krishna's abode is temporary, Krishna's name is temporary, Krishna's form is temporary, Krishna's lila is temporary. Nitya lila sukha mohe sadai spuruka moramane. Nitya lila. Krishna's lila is Nitya lila, Srila Narottam Das Thakur is saying. But Mayavadis say Krishna lila is temporary. So they are Mayavadis, they are Krishna Aparadhis. Brahmavadis are not Krishna Aparadhis. Brahmavadis simply lack attraction to Paramatma and Bhagwan form. They are attracted to Krishna's form as Param Brahma, Brahma Jyoti. And that's okay for them. But Mayavadis are positively offenders. So Mayavadis are bad people. Is that okay? Divya Mother, you are okay? You're still there?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. So we'll stop here. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर, हरि बोल. थैंक यू वेरी मच. हरे कृष्ण.
Hare Krishna.
श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय.